Hello, this is Scholar Strive doing some math today in Algebra Unit 3. We're going to represent functions as tables. So here's a table. Oh, let's change back our colors here. And it's usually in an XY table. And let's just say we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and then let's say 5, 6, 7, 8. And my pen is being weird. Point. Alright, so our domain is usually we put in for our x variable. It is our input. So our domain for this one is 1, 2, 3, 4. It's things we put into the equation. These little squiggly brackets represent a set. So this is a set of 1, 2, 3, 4. So the main thing you guys need to know is we have a table here. There's some x values and there's some y values. The input, or the domain, is our x values. And then our output, or our range, is our y values. So 5, 6, 7, 8. And then make sure you list your numbers in order from least to greatest, and no repeats. Alright. A function is a rule that establishes a relationship between two quantities, called the input and the output. For each input, there is exactly one output. If an input maps to two different outputs, then the mapping is not a function. So let's look at these inputs and outputs as kind of like little machines. So here's my machine. Let's say I put money into the machine. That's my input. And then it spits out gum. So my output would be gum. Or you could think of a vending machine. If I push in A1, that gives me whatever is in A1. Maybe it's pretzels. A2 would be like Cheetos. Sometimes you'll see vending machines where A5 and A6 are the same thing. That would not be a function because you get the same output. So for our purposes, our input only goes to one output. Alright, so example 1. The input-output table shows a temperature over various increments of time. Identify the domain and range of the function. So our input is in hours. So that is our domain. So we would make this weird little bracket thing. And then 0, 2, 4, 6. Close bracket. And then our range is our output, temperature, 24, 27, 30, 33. Alright, let's do another one. Input 4, 7, 11, 13. Output, just our range, 10, 20, 35, 45. I can't draw those correctly. If you want to leave the brackets out, you may. Okay, tell whether the pairing is a function. Explain your reasoning. So we look at this input. So 4 goes to 1, 8 goes to 2, and 2 goes to 3. So these are all different outputs. 4 doesn't go to 4 just goes only to 1. 8 goes only to 2, and 2 goes only to 3. So yes, this is a function. For each input, there is exactly one output. Okay, here, we put in 2, we get 2. We put it in 2, and we also get 4. So 2 goes to 2 and 4, therefore, not a function. Okay, let's look at this one. Okay, input 5 goes to 3 and 4, not a function. For every input, there must be only one output. Okay, part B, 0 goes to 3, 4 goes to 5, 12 goes to 9, 20 goes to 13. This is a function. Okay. So this one, 5 had 2 different options, 2 different outputs. Okay, the domain of the function y equals 3x is 0, 1, 2, and 3. So remember, the domain is our input. It is our x values. So 0, 1, 2, 3. Make a table for the function, then identify the range of the function. So they tell us that our range is y equals 3 times x. So we take our x value, so 0, 3 times 0 equals 0, and then 3 times 1 equals 3. 3 times 2 equals 6, and 3 times 3 equals 9. Okay, so our range is 0, 3, 6, 9. Okay. So now we got to write a rule. So in example 4, they give us an input and output table, and now we need to write a rule. A rule is something like this: y equals something. And it's based on our input. So if I put in, so remember, input is x, output's y. So we need to make an equation here, y equals something. So if I put in 3, I get 6. If I put it in 5, I get 10. Put in 7, I get 14. So do you notice a pattern? Put in 9, get 18, 11, get 22. Everything is getting doubled. So in order to get y, we have to double x. So my rule for this is if we plug in an x value, we double it to get y. So y equals 2x. So my range, once again, 6, 10, 14, 18, 22. That's just all my y values. Every output is twice the input. Okay, let's do it again. So we have yarns and total cost. So x, y. So 1 yard is $1.50. 2 yards is $3. Okay. So what's going on is we're adding $1.50 or 1.5 to each of those. Okay. So y equals 1.5 times whatever our input is. So our domain is our x values 1, 2, 3, 4. And our range is 1.5, 3, 4.5, 6. So the big takeaways are input and output. We put something into a function or machine, and we get something out, so an output. Our domain is whatever we put in, and that usually be our x value. And then our output is usually our range, and it's our y value. Hopefully this helped you out. Have a good day.